Okay, here we go. Maddie Beck. How would I use the number line to add -3 plus -2? What would I do?
You would go over to the 3, like you start at the 3, and then you would go over 2 more, and you would get -5.
Okay, where should I start?
At the 0.
At the 0. Okay, good. So I'm going to go the -3, and then what am I going to do?
And then you're going to add 2 more.
2 more, what way?
You would go
Left 2 more. Okay, good. So we end up with an answer of -5. Dalton? Okay. Addie, how about the next one? What should I do?
start at 0,
Mhm.
go over -8.
Okay.
And then go to the right 6 and
Good. Okay, so that's just kind of a refresher. You don't want to forget how to do these using the number line. The rules, if you forget the rules and you think about the number line, that can help you decide what to do. All right, Maddie Jones, number 3, what did you get for an answer?
95.
95. What did you do to the 2 numbers to get that answer? Did you add them? Are the signs the same or are they different? Different. What should we do when the signs are different? Subtract, yes. So Dalton, you weren't here yesterday. If the signs in front of the numbers are different, then we're going to subtract the numbers. Because if we look at the number line, we're starting at -14. We're adding 81. I don't have enough units on my number line to see what we're doing, but we're finding the difference between the -14 and going all the way 81 units. Because we have to travel 14 of those units negative to get to 0, and then the rest would be positive. So we're finding the difference between how many we used up negative and how many were positive. Okay? So 81 minus 14, anyone who did it that way want to volunteer? Go ahead. 67, good. Okay, number 4. Carter.
Oh my gosh, -93.
Good, -93. So in this problem, the signs are the same. So we add them together and we keep the sign. So on the number line, we're going to the left and then left again. When we go in the same direction, we're adding them together. So we're adding how far negative and then how far more negative. Are you confused, Dalton?
No, I got it.
Okay. Okay, I don't want volunteers. I want just hands for questions. Okay. Next problem, Hunter. Number 5.
I got -22.
Good. -22 is correct. Again, in this case, we have the same signs, so we add and keep. We're going to -12 on the number line. We're going another 10, so we're adding on 10 to end up at -22. Okay, last one, number 6, Bruce.
21.
Good. 21 is the correct answer. What did you do to the numbers to get 21?
45 minus 24.
Okay, and why did you subtract?
There's -24. You can take 24 off 45.
Okay, good, good. Signs are different, so you have to take 24 off of 45. Okay, any questions about using rules? Dalton, there is a video on this that you can watch from yesterday's class. Okay, let's go into today's lesson. Today's lesson is just kind of an extension of lesson 4. We're going to specifically talk about adding integers word problems. You will be doing word problems today on Get More Math, so I've also included some specific Get More Math examples. Okay, our first problem says a football team gained 5 yards in the first play, then lost 7 yards in the next play. Write an equation to find the total change in yards. Okay, Gavin.
+5 plus -7.
Good. And then what is the total change in yards? So you.
-2.
Good. -2. So the change is -2 yards. Or you could say the team lost -2 yards. You don't have to put a negative sign if you use the word lost, because the word lost means that it's negative. It's kind of like in grammar, you wouldn't say, I don't have no candy. I don't have no candy. If you say I don't have no candy, what you're really saying is that you have candy. You
That's
probably
double
maybe
negative,
the
negative.
double negative. Same thing, we don't want to say the team lost -2 yards because that would be a double negative. Okay, Charlotte, question? What's that? Not right now, just work on the needs. Okay, next question. The predicted high temperature on a winter day is -12 degrees Fahrenheit. That would probably be a 3-hour delay if we had that temperature. The next day, the temperature will drop by 3 degrees Fahrenheit. What will the temperature be that day? Charlotte, can you tell me how I would write an equation?
-12 plus 3.
Plus 3? Do you guys agree with that?
Nope.
No.
No?
Yes.
Plus -3. How do we know that it's -3 and not +3?
Because it's dropping.
It's
below.
dropping. Good. That word drop tells us that it's negative. Okay, so if we have -12 plus -3, what is the resulting temperature? Now,
-15.
good. -15 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, next problem. A submarine is 550 feet below sea level. If the submarine ascends 39 feet, how far below sea level is it now? Okay, Kate.
I have a question
Mhm.
about the last problem.
Oh, absolutely.
You said, I might not have been the last one, but that was the one on the first one.
Okay.
You said if you, like, double negative would make it into a positive, right? So if you add two negative numbers, then why is it another negative?
Yeah.
Well, because you're adding, if you look at what you're doing on the number line, you're going left and then left some more. You're adding together those things. But we're going to get to a lesson tomorrow where we subtract a negative number. When you subtract a negative number, that does become positive. That's a really good question. Question? Okay, question?
Ascend on this problem, does that mean like going up?
It does. Jack's question was, does ascend mean going up? Yes, to ascend means to go up. Okay, so we're starting out, the submarine is 550 feet below sea level. I'm going to draw a number line. I'm going to make sea level be 0. So here's sea level. It's at 0. We'll even draw a C, okay? Now the submarine is 550 feet below sea level. So is that number going to be positive or negative? Leslie?
Negative.
Negative. So the submarine's down here somewhere at -550. Here's our submarine. Okay, there's our submarine. I'm not a very good artist, but that's our submarine, 550 feet below sea level. Now the submarine ascends, so it moves up 39 feet. So it's going to be maybe around here somewhere. It went up 39 feet. So how would we write that equation? Hunter?
-550 plus positive 39.
Good.
Sure about that.
-550
Yes.
plus 39. And then what are we going to do to solve this, Carter?
Add 550 plus 39 and you get -511.
Okay, wait a second. If you added those, you didn't actually get, what did you actually have to do to the absolute values of the number to get that answer? Because if I do 550 plus 39, I get 589. So what did you do to get 550? Yeah, you actually subtract because the signs are different. So 550 minus 39 is 511. And you can see by our picture, can't get rid of this thing. There we go. You can see by our picture that the submarine did not go up far enough to have a positive number. It's still negative. So it's -511. So if we were to express this in a sentence, we would say that it's 511 feet below sea level. We don't have to put a negative sign in our description because of the word below.
Would that be positive if you put in positive if you put a negative sign?
technically, if you said negative 511 feet below, it would technically mean positive 511. Okay, any questions about these? Okay, the following examples are all examples that I pulled from Get More Math so that you know what to expect today. First one is another football question. On the first 2 downs, a football team lost 11 yards and then lost 10 yards. Write an expression with addition that shows the changes in yards on the first 2 downs. I was going to use green for Hornets, but I don't know if this will show up, but we'll try it. Lauren, how could I write an equation for that? What's that?
Positive 11.
Well, not positive. It says that a football team, whoops, lost 11 yards. So if they lost 11 yards, what would that be? Negative 11. So negative 11 plus what?
Wait, why do you do green? Because red and white shouldn't lose this many yards. They should make the other team lose this many yards.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Purple? Okay. You're right. We don't want the Hornets to lose, so let's do it this way. Okay. All right. How do I finish it?
I have a question about the other part, but plus 10.
Plus 10? Why plus 10? You see a word up there that tells us what kind of 10 that should be? What word?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. How do you know that? What in the problem tells us that that's going to be negative 10?
And then lost 10 yards.
Lost 10 yards. So we want to look for those key words that tell us whether the numbers are going to be positive or negative. Now, when you do this in Get More Math, you're not going to write the whole equation. You're just writing an expression. An expression is like an equation that's not solved. It's just 1/2 of it. So this is all you'll put. Negative 11 plus negative 10. Now it will ask you to express the total gain or loss as an integer. So now is where you put your answer. Jack, what would the answer be for negative 11? Good. Negative 21 yards. And we do need to put labels in Get More Math. So you will need to write whatever it is, yards, points, dollars. If you don't, it will say that you have an invalid answer. Bruce,
So what you need to do for like express the total gain or loss as an integer, you just need to write the answer there.
yes, if it just asked this only and didn't ask you to write the expression, you would just write the answer. Okay. All right, next problem. Guys, make sure you're all focusing. I'm hearing a lot of rustling around.
Russell.
Follow along as I read. Last summer, Dora decided to measure change in a swimming pool's water level each week. It rained a lot the first week, and the level increased by 4 inches. During the second week, it rained again, and the water level went up by 1 inch. Model the changes as a sum of integers. Matt, what would we start with to write this expression? Positive 4. Okay, tell me how you knew that it should be positive 4.
Because whenever I write down the first number and it didn't have the same negative word.
Okay. Okay, so what word there tells you definitely it's positive? Increase. The word increased tells us that it's going to be a positive number. All right, finish the expression for me, Gavin.
Would it be plus positive 1?
Good. Plus 1. What clue tells you that you're going to use a positive one?
It says went up by
Good.
1.
Went up. So it went up by 1. So that's all you would put in the Get More Math for the expression, or in this case it says model the changes as a sum of integers. Well, that's what you have. You have a sum because you're adding, and you have an integer on either side. So that's a sum of integers. Now it says express the total gain or loss of water over 2 weeks as an integer. Nick, what would the answer be to this problem? And what would the units be? 5 what? No, it's not talking about how many weeks of water. What is the water measured in? There you go. 5 inches. So we're measuring the total gain or loss of water which is in inches. Okay, let's go on to the next problem. Okay, next problem. Kaylin was climbing a cliff. She stopped for a snack. After that, she climbed 11 feet to the next foothold and then climbed 18 feet to another foothold. Model the distance Kaylin traveled on the cliff after her snack as a sum. Jenna, you want to give this one a shot?
Yeah.
Okay, what should I write for my expression?
11 plus 18.
Okay, how did you know that it should be a positive 11?
It says she climbed to a foothold and she climbed to another foothold and say she climbed down.
Right, right. And usually when we climb, we're implying that we're going to go up. When we climb a tree, we're going up the tree. Some of these problems, we'll talk about them slipping down the cliff. That would be a negative situation if she slipped and fell. All right, what would the total gain loss of feet after the snack be as an integer? Noah. Mm-hmm.
29.
29 what?
Positive 29.
Positive 29 what? Feet, good. That's our unit. So if it tells you invalid, because you need units, that's what it's talking about, your label, your word feet. What is the 29 talking about? Okay, next problem. Paul, I think we have to have Paul answer this problem. Paul started the week with a balance of, and your paper says negative 30. I'm missing the negative sign on mine. It should say negative $30 in his checking account. Not a very good way to start the week, Paul. He then deposited $190 into the account. Write an expression with addition that can be used to find the new balance. So Paul, what should we start with? What number should we start with?
Negative 30.
Yeah, negative 30, because that's the current balance. It means he's in the hole, $30. He owes the bank $30. How could you get in a situation where your balance is negative 30? How might that happen? Dalton?
Like you need, like you, if your bank account has like $1 in it or something, and you go on the line, like you need $30, pull out $30 from your negative.
But how can you pull out $30 if you don't have $30? Carter?
You might take a loan.
Okay, you might take a loan. So sometimes a bank account has a line of credit. Guys, please don't talk. Sometimes a bank account has a line of credit attached to it, so you can technically go into a negative balance. This means, at any rate, that you owe the bank $30. All right, then, Paul, he deposited $190 into the account. So would that be positive or negative if he's depositing into? Good. So we have plus 190. Okay, now we need to express the resulting balance as an integer. Sarah, how would I do negative 30 plus 190?
You do 190 minus 30, which would be 160,
Good.
and then you would have $160 as your balance.
Okay, good. $160. The signs are different, so we're going to subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. You will need to use a dollar sign, or you can type out the word dollars. Yes, Leslie.
Couldn't they take the money out if you need to pay the bank for buying the checking account?
Okay, yeah. You do have to pay. What he's asking, would you take the money out for buying the checking account? When you have a checking account, some banks do charge a fee, but you have to pay that fee up front. You can't go negative for the fee. So when you start a checking account, you have to put some money in to start the account.
Isn't it usually like $5 a month?
It just depends on the bank and the type of account. If it's a regular checking account, often it is a very small amount. Okay, we're going to move on to the last slide of problems. We have just enough time, I think, to get through this. Do you guys have questions?
No.
Okay, questions? No. Okay, let's move on then. Thor was on a raft in the ocean. He hoped to get closer to a nearby island, but the wind was tricky. All right, so Thor needs to get close to this island. Here's the island. Let's draw a palm tree on the island. Okay, there's my palm tree. So Thor is over here in the water on a raft. So So here's his raft. He's on the raft. It says during 1 hour, he paddled a lot and he got 70 feet closer. So he's going closer to the island by 70 feet. During the next hour, he gave up. So poor Thor got tired of paddling, and the wind pushed the raft 45 feet further away. So he's here, now he's going 45 feet further away. All right, let's express this now as an expression. Hunter?
Doesn't one fly?
Doesn't what?
Yeah, fly.
Okay. I don't know, we're not going to go there. All right.
The hero,
Riley. Guys, enough. Better. All right, Riley. Tell me how you would express this as a sum of integers. How would you write an expression to solve the problem? We're still on the raft problem. Yeah.
70 plus
Good. 70 plus negative 45. Now notice this problem actually does not tell me that I have to write the expression. So on Get More Math, you will not need to write this expression. You'll just need to write the answer. Wesley, what would the answer to this problem be?
You'd be 27 feet away.
Not 27. You're close. You just did a computational thing. Bruce?
25.
25. 25. You're just off by 1. So 25. Okay, we have one more problem. Yes, question. The rest of you are not talking as he asks the question.
So when it going backwards, he's only 25 feet away?
Yeah, see, he went 70 feet. No, it's asking you for the change. So it's not telling how far from the island he is. What we're finding is this piece right here. How much did his position change? So he still is closer than he was before. His position changed by 25 feet. That was an excellent question. All right, last problem. Sherelle played a game in which she could either lose or gain points each round. In the first round, she lost 7 points. In the second round, she lost 18 points. Model the changes as a sum of integers. Mackenzie.
You should do, wait, do you want me to write the equation first? 7, well, negative 7.
Negative 7. How do you know that that's negative 7?
Because she lost 7 points.
Good. She lost 7 points up here, Matt.
And then it'd be, then you'd have to add them, so it'd be plus negative 18.
Good. Plus negative 18. And how do you know it's negative 18?
Because she lost
She
another
lost.
18 points.
Good. Okay, then what would the total change in points be, Rochelle?
negative 25.
Good. Negative 25. And what would your units be? What word would I put here? Negative 25 of what? Points. There you go. Points.